Not a lot of roaches out, and very good force fields to start out right here on this fight. About half the roach force getting caught out, and John's now in a very scary situation, but the queens are here. Okay, 2 queens, a roach.
All things considered, I loved, oh my god, the second set of force fields also good. The first one was great. Unfortunately, this Colossus is so far forward. Somehow doesn't die, though. It's got literally 1 tick of health, 5 HP. Anything could breathe on it, and it will die. Second, the disruptor shot getting shot out, getting a couple roaches here as well. We really need to get a fat Ruppy shot, but unfortunately, the queens are not it. We want to actually win this game here because we need to get some crazy damage done with this. Otherwise, Fiant is going to just snowball ahead, taking very minimal damage here. And unfortunately, that's not really happening just yet.
All sentries gone, so no more force field shenanigans. Oh!
Each time, I mean, yeah, like you're saying, the splits from Fiant are honestly next level. Completely negating these disruptors in these fights. This little fight, though, I feel like is maybe a little bit of an overextension, as there's not much room for these roaches to split up here. And a nice disruptor shot getting off finally in the middle of these units. I love that Hydra's keeping this War Prism as far back as possible as well, so there's just no chance that it gets sniped by Biles or the queens here. Doing a pretty decent job of getting out of the Bile range as well. Doesn't want to lose a Colossus to a Spore Caller. That would be really sad. Disruptor shot getting a Ravager and a couple of roaches. Very nicely done. Another Ruptor shot could actually go huge here as well. Just barely skirted the edge of it is Fiant. And his army is starting to dwindle a bit right now. If we can get a Disruptor shot on all these morphing Ravagers, that would be so sick. But he doesn't quite realize they're there. Finally does see it. And we'll get all of them. Oh my god, and a second one as well. Hydra actually pushing through. Holy shit, he's gonna make it work.
Protoss really is OP.
Yes, Protoss is baroquing as we get a nice split against this Ravager Bile. Another Warp in the face as drones are forced to pull another Ruppy shot onto the Ravagers as the Colossus is still...
Should be able to at least... Oh man, look at all this damage on this carrier. Like, is it going to be able to get away?
Oh my god. And he misclicked for a split second as well, so it's actually stopped the acceleration here of the carrier, but luckily we'll just barely be able to get a range if he doesn't go back in. That's the riskiest move I've ever seen in my life. Jesus Christ, you don't want to lose that. But now we've also got Banelings over on the main base side of Hydra, and it's going to blow up that wall in at the front here, making it very weird now as we have no units to defend, and the warp gate getting canceled right after the +1 air finishing. We've got a couple carriers spawning in, but we've got a bunch of Lings over top all of our probes, and this is looking like it's getting absolutely out of control here.
Luckily, we are getting the classic ATP moment this game, and that's where a player is absolutely unequivocally dead, and then they cope extremely hard and stay in the game no matter what.
Yeah. All
really
right.
good vision.
Here we go. The Phoenix range, unfortunately, actually finishing for both players. So Kharathos missing his window just a little bit here, but he does have the Phoenix number advantage anyways, actually microing it way better as well. Magnath getting a few of his Phoenixes caught forward outside of the pack here as Kharathos keeps his clumped up way better, and that's going to be that, actually. It is simply over, and go in for a yet another attack as he is fully in the lead here, more than doubling his opponent's Phoenix count. And there he goes yet again. What's the Phoenix count at? It's only 1 ahead. Oh, but now it's 2 ahead, unfortunately. Oh, the Phoenix range is finished. Oh no, Magnath is gonna get the sick timing here, as you're gonna now see what it means to have range over your opponent.
I'll have a
Phoenix Wars.
How original.
And with
1 gate expand.
Daring today, aren't we? 1
Phoenix Wars.
Losing those first 2 Reapers was disastrous, and I mean, we're going to get a couple more of these Reapers surrounded. We're going to lose a couple more. Some very nice Reaper micro right here, but we're just kind of running out of space. So I'm assuming we're just going to GG when we see the roaches.
And Ravagers too, holy shit. I mean, we're already losing to the Lings. So Heroku was correct on the 100 worker between both of them count. They do know actually how to get to that point. But yeah, I mean, eventually Frogos should realize that there's not much hope left in this game. As the first time, obviously, it did not quite go what he wanted to, and doesn't want to get that Reaper surrounded. Likely does not, keeps that out of bay. But it's going to be a super fast Roach War and out of lily pad as well.
This is a 3 rev. And at the same time, we've already taken so much damage on these Lings. I don't think this 3-Rab is going to work. Unfortunately, as Zerg, when you're doing a cheese versus cheese, generally the other races are just in a little bit more solid spot. Zerg cheeses are reasonably committed, and losing this first Ravager has got to hurt.
Oh my god, This is actually a pretty good defense after all of that was said out of Lilypad here. I mean, it was seeming like they were going to get snowballed on, but now getting a lot of Reapers with this, with these big packs of Speedlings coming out here. Even trying to use the line of sight blockers, but oh my god, getting surrounded in the corner here.
Frogos, so we are just hard committing over here. I mean, I guess only 7 SCVs on the natural, so we're just gonna have to see what can be done. And the tank is immediately taken out by the vials.
So that is maybe gonna put some weird alarms going off, but here we go with the actual attack from Lilypad to try and bust through. The unit count really just seems like it's not there right now, so they are very vulnerable to getting biled down together, which could be a bit risky, but the bile's getting thrown down on the Marines instead as the Banelings do finally finish up, and we'll try to connect onto them, but will not be able to do so as we now do get those biles on top of those double tanks, and that's going to be a double kill right there for Lilypad.
A nice little counter attack out here from Lily, and we do kind of get on these units, and pretty decent hit. Tank immediately taken out, but there are still this drop in the main doing a lot of work, and I'm not sure that this counterattack by Lily is worth it. Lings are trying to clean this up, but the medevac still does have energy. We do finally take this out, but the drop pushing into Lily's third, just absolutely deleting all of the drones, and the only army left is these 4 Ravagers. Just an absolute terrible spot over here for Lily.
We were trying to go for this attack over at the third base as Lilypad, but we can just lift off and run away as the bio on the other side of the map is not getting dealt with whatsoever, and the Ravagers at the front barely killing anything at all as well. Yeah, I mean, this was, oh, it is going to be the drone pull as well out of Marsbar, so there we do have it. Spicy as all hell out of him. Just kidding.
And unfortunately,
we
16
are coming back.
Wait, what?
He wanted to put the minerals back, and now we go.
What?
All right.
I guess we didn't want to go too early. So in general, you just want to delay as much as possible and then get spines up. Committing early is very bad because you don't have any links. Now, I am very interested to see if the just keeping the drones back is going to end up being a mistake. The damage on the hatchery just doesn't really matter that much. And very surprised not to see any spines started over here.
Yeah, I mean, this is honestly not actually looking that great for Mars, I feel like. But I mean, the spines are going to get up, so that's going to swing things really heavily here. But the full surround on the 2 spines is pretty big, but we're going to back off as the drones come back up as well. Actually, which I think is fine because we don't really need to actually commit onto these as we have the worker advantage, and we're going to have more Lings coming out because Marsbar really did kind of flub it a little bit with the micro and got surrounded very early, and that is going to be a full-on hold for Tolo. Goober 3 coming in hot with the defense of the unscouted 12 pool drone pool, and Marsbar is going to run back home with his drones to try and macro out of it, question mark. A laser moment here in this game as Tolo's desperately trying to get units set up here on the defensive while also sending his Lings on the other side for a counteroffensive, but there is a wall. Just kidding, it's not a wall, as Marsbar has not seen my wall-off guides. The Banelings just running in straight to the natural will get on top of all the drones, kill every single one of them. A massive move here as the Lings on the other side trying to kill off the natural of Marsbar. We'll be able to do that pretty decently as well, as the Spine Crawlers will get up on the defensive here for Tolo. We'll be able to hold the line for now. I mean, but Marsbar sitting here now without a natural.
Now, all the drones are still alive, which is really nice. Interesting decision to hold potential the Lings because they are going to all be cleaned up for pretty close to free. Carapace is only halfway, and attacking this Roach Horn in the front is essentially going to put Mars on a timer, so no Roach speed for you.
The fact that there's the Roaches trying to go right into these Ravagers as well is going to make it very difficult. Marsbar trying to snipe a few Ravagers, gets one, but then realizing he's way in over his head. Army supply is getting doubled right now. Oh my
I
god,
do
he
like the
one-shot those
patience.
Evos.
Not shoving through. We just kind of poke the front, deny the upgrades and stuff, and set up our concave. But I mean, at this point, I think that we have realized that the game is essentially over.
We'll see, though, if this is able to do anything. There's a lot of roaches in anticipation here from Stonester, and the double Immortal gonna get dropped right in the middle of the fight here, and a big Zealot Warping getting thrown down. Unfortunately, that Immortal so far away from the Prism, unable to get picked up here, and things are getting overwhelmed. This is not looking too good for Zareel, I'm not gonna lie. Stonester is playing a very clean game right now, and it's exactly when his team needs it, because he just needs to win this single game, and the Goobers are through into the playoffs, and he's finding a nice timing to attack here before the Colossi will be coming out. There are still a lot of charge slots, so it's, you know, it's still always difficult to find an overall good engagement as a Roach player versus a charge slot Immortal Archon player, but I mean, the supply counts are so big. Waste your shots and then you have literally nothing there. So in
I can
that
definitely tell
regard,
you've never seen me play Protoss.
I mean, I don't know. In this regard, I do like it, but I mean, they really don't do all that much, and he's gonna get on top of absolutely everything here.
I do think forcing the warp-ins when our Protoss player is on one base is going to be very, very, very good for a Zerg player. And the Prism is actually already almost